In 1957 and 1961, it was a critical period in time for civil rights for African Americans. In 1957, January through February, Martin Luther King, along with other civil rights leaders, formed the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. King became the first president of this committee. The organization became a major force in the civil rights movement, and its foundation was based on peace and civil disobedience. In September of 1957, 9 students were enrolled in Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas, in order to test the boundaries of the court ruling that declared segregation of schools as unconstitutional. Civil Rights Act of 1957, September 9th, established the Civil Rights Division in the Justice Department and empowered federal officials to prosecute individuals that conspired to deny or abridge another citizen's right to vote. Also created a 6-member of U.S. Civil Rights Commission charged with investigating allegations of voter infringement. In 1958, September, the Supreme Court decision, Cooper v. Aaron, rules that a threat of mob violence is not a reason enough to delay school desegregation. In 1959, to help eliminate racial discrimination in Ohio, the Ohio General Assembly enacted the Ohio Civil Rights Act of 1959. In 1960, in February, on the first day of February, 4 black college students, sit at the counter of the segregated restaurant in form of protest. This was the first sit-in protest and sparked many more across the country. 6 months later, the same 4 students would be allowed to eat at that same segregated lunch counter. In April, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee was formed at Shaw University, allowing black youth with a voice in the civil rights movement. In 1961, in May, the Freedom Riders were a group of civil rights activists who rode interracial buses through areas that declared them as illegal. The goal was to overturn the bus laws. Many of the buses were assaulted by the Southerners. However, the rides didn't stop until December of 1957.